Hey guys, it's Rich. I haven't been making videos because I'm coming down with quite the cold, and I had a lot of different things here and there that kept me from actually being able to sit in front of a camera and do a video. But I wanted to sit down with my favorite potion of all times, coffee, and discuss um, basically discuss Yule and letting old things go, putting them to rest, and looking forward to new things coming. So, my birthday is on Christmas Day. You guys might have heard of it. It's one of those Abrahamic uh, religious holidays that happen every winter on December 25th. And, I don't know if it's really been commercialized enough, so you might not have heard of it. So, Yule kind of has a special meaning to me just because it is so close to my birthday. Even though Samhain has the most special time of the year to me, and Imbolc is the reunion of me starting my practice. Yule has a special part as, hey, another year in your life is going away, and you gotta start anew. How are you going to do it? And while Samhain kind of does that because it is, the new year, at least for many pagans, it's a new year. And while, a week after my birthday is New Year's Day for the traditional Gregorian calendar, this holiday kind of just seems like, hey, death to old things, and your birthday's coming up, so you might want to think about changing something up. So, last night, you know, about 21 hours ago, to be precise, I put a Facebook post up. And it's an article by pathos.com. And I think Cara might want to do this topic on the pagan perspective, so I'm not going to touch too much on what the article says and means and this and that and all the intricacies of it. But I posted it up online, and it's about how the Christians and Muslims basically worship the same God, but in their different views, obviously. So, I got a couple little tidbits from people that I have rarely even spoken to in the last 10 years since I've joined the military. It's almost been 10 years as of March. I will have my 10-year anniversary. So these people who I have not spoken to in the better part of a 10-year span take it upon themselves to comment on my little education to the world on Facebook. And I rarely post on Facebook, only because every time I do post something, somebody ends up having a problem with it. So just to keep away from all of the terrible ins and outs of who will I end up offending, not even purposely, who will I end up offending if I post this? To keep away from all that, I've decided to just not post as much on Facebook, and it's worked pretty well. But I figured this article was one that I should share because it makes sense and it's historically accurate. And I'm gonna read the comments that they left, and then I'm going to read you the comments that I left for them, and ultimately my, I guess, charge of the next year of my life is going to be. Now, just so you know, I'm 28, almost 29, so I'm almost at the at the 30-year mark. Let's not go around saying that too loud, though, because, yeah, it's just kind of sad, 30 years, and where's the, what do I have to show for it type thing. But it gets better here. Anyway, the first comment that I got was, and I'm not going to say the person's full name, but her name is Diane. And she says, Christians and Muslims do not worship the same God. Christianity teaches that God sent his son in the form of Jesus Christ to be the savior of the world. The Lord God and Jesus are one. Jesus said, to know me is to know the Father also. The Muslims recognize Jesus as a prophet only, admittedly, and admittedly reject Christ as the Son of God. The Quran states that anyone who believes that Jesus is God is an infidel and hates Allah and should be put to death. These two cannot be the same God. Do not fool yourselves. If you don't serve the true God, then your God is Satan. Excuse me. So, with just seeing what she has said, I automatically put, did you even read the article? Which I'm pretty darn sure just by the title, they didn't go any further to actually read. So, after that, I told her, I said, I challenged her to show me in the Quran where it says that and whatnot. Excuse me. And I still haven't gotten a response. This was over 16 hours ago. So still no response for that one. And then my pastor's wife from a church, again, that I am still a member, but I have not gone to in the better part of 10 years. I'd probably say it's probably a little less than that, only because whenever I would go home on leave, I would stop by there and, take in a service. Why not? I enjoyed the services. They were great. And a lot of the people were nice, wholesome people. However, this person's name is Cynthia. Again, I'm not going to say last names. And she says, I will continue to pray for you, Richie. You have certainly changed since I knew you. Where have you studied your theology? I am saddened to see what you now believe. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. That is more than a prophet. That is the Son. I guess she's saying the Son of God. She left out God there. And I told her, and I was very polite about it, because I fight politely. It's just what polite people do. I told her, the divinity of Christ was never mentioned by me. God made flesh is not even an argument of the article. All I'm pointing out is the God of Abraham and is the same God that the Muslims believe in. While the Jewish tradition believes in the tribes descended from Isaac, the Muslim traditions believe in the tribes descended by Ishmael. This is historical biblical truth that doesn't even touch close to the divinity of Christ yet. I'm not saying I agree with the Islamic faith and its tenets, just that people seem so hateful towards them, when in reality, they're like very distant cousins in a religious sense, much as the Jewish people are to the Christians, as to which nobody denies. So why the hatred to the Muslims and not the Jews? Could there be an amicable agreement that the bare bones tenets for what the Father God aspect we believe in is or could be the same source of divinity? Or are we willing to continue the hatred just because a select group is radical? If we go by the latter, then what are we sending as a religion of hope and love to the world? And how can we expect them to act kindly to us if we can't give them the same courtesy? And then I followed up with another post. I said, furthermore, a historical teaching of biblical texts and not a formal theological seminary degree is required for making this link. So after I posted that, it just gnawed on me. For the last, let's see, when did I write that? For about the last 4 hours. So, since it's my party and I'll cry if I want to, especially since it's my Facebook page, and you kind of have to like this video just because you got the reference to that, and you're probably as old as I am if you got that reference. I posted about an hour ago. While I shouldn't have to put my credentials for my knowledge of morality here, it is for those who don't think that I have any. And here's where I get into the good stuff. One second. I may not have a doctorate, be updated on current events, be involved in everyone's life like I used to be, or even have the life experiences that many of you have had. However, this does not discount the things I have gone through. Encroaching on the completion of my 28th year of existence as of December 25th, I have had times of great joy and sorrow. I have been the one to sit with a new father with a baby struggling to live. The call in the middle of the night to talk someone from the brink of death, and the one to send our heroes home in a flag-draped casket. I have been the one to marry and bury individuals. The one that greeted and said goodbye to souls coming into and out of existence. I have broken bread, even if figuratively, with Muslims, Jews, Christians, pagans, Buddhists, atheists, agnostics, gays, straights, bisexuals, and the transgendered. I have given respect and gotten respect from people of every major religion by simply listening and educating myself on what they believe. I have seen the face of God and experienced the presence of Satan. I have heard the voices of the departed and comforted the ones left behind. I have seen and felt the effects of suicide, depression, and isolation. I've given every ounce of my being to better the world around me, and been belittled by the ones I've once trusted most. I've met people with nothing to give, and those with more money than most can dream to have. I've seen my dreams realized and my nightmares come true. I've been pushed to the edge, beaten down, and gotten back up again, just to have someone tell me that I'm nothing or that my opinion doesn't matter. At this point in my life, and maybe it's later than it should be, I will not be ruled by what people think of me or how they feel I should act. Some say that I'm not like the rich they knew 10 years ago, and it's true. I've learned to grow with the trials, tribulations, and inward reflection. I have shed the skin of the wide-eyed, naive young man that once centered his life around a very small circle of people I thought were friends. Friends and family used to stay in touch and involved in what's going on in my life. Now it only seems when I post on Facebook that doesn't fit into someone's frame of proper etiquette do I hear from them. Don't expect me to come back home and be the same person just because you haven't changed. Don't think you know more about religious doctrine or morality than I do just because you went to college and I didn't. Truth is, most people haven't met the types of people that I have. Worse than that, if they have, they judge them without knowing their story. They are content with their small group of friends and may have never left the confines of the town they grew up in except to go to college. In the last 10 years, I have been adopted into families that didn't need me, but wanted me. Family and holiday meals spent around these tables are some of the fondest memories that I've had in the past 10 years. These people have laughed and cried with me as I did with them. I've made a lifelong friend, for better or worse, while talking a person out of suicide. And I have made friends with those an ocean away and close by, knowing if I need them, they'd be there for me. A mighty 28 years it's been, the last 10 for sure. I've seen heaven and hell, and I can surely say that I'm ready for the next battle of life. So, that's kind of what I had to share. I mean, this is my gift to you on Yule. This is my challenge to you for Yule. See where you've come the last 10 years. Write it down as a declaration of where you're going for the next 1 year. And then redo it next year. See what you've gained and what you've lost. The knowledge, the people, friends and family. And record it for future generations or for your own purpose. With that, I'm going to say goodbye and try to get a little bit better so I can do these videos. I have like 4 of them ready to come up, so stay tuned. And I'm also trying to figure out how to do a really cool intro to them so they can be different from all the rest. So, I'll see y'all later. May your ancestors be with you, and in the spirit of Yule, have a great day and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.